Robbie from the Goo Goo Dolls, and you're listening to Backstage Access, where the real show begins. So let's go. Let's do it. Let's go.
I may put you on a pedestal, but I'm not your fall from grace. Maybe I enjoy the punishment.
Hey, this is Chris with BackstageAxxess, and we are so excited to have with us today Buffalo native and bassist and vocalist for the Goo Goo Dolls, Robby Takac. Welcome, Robbie.
So where are you located? Are you in Charlotte?
I am in Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm originally from Buffalo, New York.
Ah, okay, yeah, awesome. Well, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. Let's talk about the new EP that came out a little bit ago, You Should Be Happy. Can you tell us a little bit about how the whole EP came together this time around?
Yeah, we toured last summer on our Boxes album, which was a full-length album we released that we did with Greg Wattenberg and Drew Pearson between Los Angeles and New York, and that record went out, and we did a tour last year with Collective Soul and Tribe Society, and the idea of doing another summer tour came up, and we thought it would be cool to have some new music out, so we wrote 3 new songs and included a song that we had only released in Japan called Walk Away, and did a remix. A guy named Alex Aldi did a remix of the title track from the Boxes album, so sort of brought it back around to the full-length album project with that song. So yeah, so we've been out touring on it and playing some songs from it, and people have been having a great time.
Now, how does the writing process work with you guys in the band? Do you kind of come up with song ideas on your own, or you and John work together? How does that work?
In the early days of the band, we used to just sit in a room and, bash out a bunch of songs and then go in and find a producer and try to capture those songs, But what we found after we had been together and doing it for a while is that we were entering the studio with half-finished ideas, kind of hoping that the producer would kind of give us some input. And it turned out to be that we were trying to crawl out from underneath this huge pile of unfinished songs. And so starting with the record Magnetic, we started kind of attacking it a few songs at a time instead of going and trying to crawl out from this big pile of unfinished business. And so usually it starts off with John having an idea, on his couch, or having a demo, or me, doing a demo in Buffalo, just in downtime, and we bring it in, and it seems like something that might work, and and then we bring it in with the producer and start whacking it around from there.
Now, you mentioned the remix of Boxes on this EP, and I always think it's cool when a band does a remix or, a slightly different version from the original, because it kind of gives you an idea of maybe how the song evolves. How did this particular remix come about?
Alex Aldi is a mixer, remix guy. It's kind of what he does. And we had some other people in the past kind of come to us and say, hey, can we do remixes of your songs? And, when you give somebody that sort of freedom, they can go and kind of do whatever they want. And, you kind of get what you get. But I think Alex kind of had, to our ears, had sort of a little bit closer of an idea of kind of where we wanted to kind of see it maybe go. And just a little bit more of a little bit more produced, a little bit more grandiose than the original, and so I really like it, and that's actually the version that we've been playing live at the shows as well.
Oh, okay, very nice. Now, you mentioned that Drew Pearson was on board for the EP as well as the previous record Boxes, so what kind of new ideas does he bring out with the band in the studio?
Well, he's a pop guy, he's done a lot of work with Pentatonics and Pink and Katy Perry and stuff like that. So I think when he came in, as always, we're just looking for somebody with a fresh perspective, and I think, he was a guy who, had a fresh perspective, and I think, melded with what we do, it yields some pretty cool results, I think.
Right now, you have your own studio in Buffalo, so how involved were you in the actual recording and production end on this EP?
We did, in the studio in Buffalo, I did the basic sketches and ideas for my track on the record at my place. But most of this record was done at Henson Studios in Los Angeles.
Okay. Now you had mentioned that...
excuse me, I'm sorry, not Henson, East West Studios in Los Angeles, yeah.
Now you mentioned the summer tour and Long Way Home tour this summer. So how's the tour been going so far?
Great, man. We're probably 10 shows in, and every night's been awesome, man. Knock on wood, that continues, man. Yeah, it's been great. It's been awesome. Phil Phillips is opening the shows, and he's been great. Super cool guy, super chill, Southern dude. Bands, a bunch of pros, and it's been awesome, man. It's been a great summer already, man. We've had a couple. We did step on stage in Las Vegas, and outside, and it was 108 degrees.
Oh,
that was a little draining, but aside from that, it's been pretty heavy duty.
Well, you've got a date coming up at Darien Lake on August 12th, so I'm pretty sure it's not going to be 108 there. But what is it like after all these years coming back, home for a show? It's always, it's multifaceted, of course it's always awesome to come back home and play, the shows are amazing and everybody's like awesome and there's a lot of excitement and it's amazing, but, it is like chaos for us, Sure, I imagine.
Our families and our friends and our associates and 35 years of 31 years with Goo Goo Dolls, but for me 50 some years of relationships I'm tending to all in one day, so
right.
It's chaotic, man. And the other thing is that you're looking around and it's distracting too. You're looking around and you're like, oh my God, I know that dude somewhere. And you're like, what am I doing? What's next? But it's always awesome, man. Buffalo's, I don't know, man, what can I say? It's always great.
Now, you're also going to be making a stop here in Charlotte at the end of August, and there's also a ton of people that live in the Charlotte area that are originally from Western New York, so it's almost kind of like a second homecoming for you guys. I know there's a huge contingent of fans from up there that come out to the show. How do you like performing down here in the venue down here?
Oh, man, it's amazing. We go around the country and, we've sort of become like ambassadors for Buffalo.
Sure, yeah.
From town to town, like Buffalo folks get together at our shows and stuff, and we mention it a lot during the shows and stuff too, and, we can always hear people, hey, North Tonawanda, I'm from Chickamauga, whatever, it's fun. I moved back about maybe 7 years ago when John and I started building the studio there, and so I obviously spent a ton of time there. So I love the place for sure. And John's recently moved to New Jersey too, so he's going to be a little bit closer to home too. We were both living in Los Angeles for over a decade, so a long time.
Right. Now, is the band already working on material for another album? Is that something that you're always like just constantly doing, writing and coming up with new ideas?
Right now, we're doing a lot of driving and trying to catch up on sleep and sound checks and meet and greets and shows and but yeah, we're that's our plan. It's rinse and repeat as we do. Just move on to whatever's next. But I do think we enjoyed making an EP. I think I think it's a good format for this day and age. You got a lot to talk. You need to be able to have stuff to talk about constantly.
Sure.
These days, if people lose interest, they're bombarded bombarded daily with, thousands of pieces of information. And,
Absolutely.
Yeah, so you just got to keep kind of putting stuff out for them. So I think we like that format. I don't know, though. I don't know. We'll see. We haven't really talked much past the new year, but, I do know the plan is, full steam ahead as always.
Okay. Now, before I let you go, I just wanted to ask you about your nonprofit organization, Music is Art, up in Buffalo, and also to thank you for helping to bring music, to the people of Buffalo and those that may not have the chance to be exposed and get into all this musical ideas. So what's going on with this year's festival, and kind of give us an update on that, if you would.
Yeah, we have. We've had a few homes over the years. We were on Franklin Street for a while, and then we're at the fairgrounds, Erie County Fairgrounds, for a year, and then the last 9 years we've been at the area surrounding the Albright Knox Art Gallery. But of the last 9 years, 5 of those years have rained on us. So I don't know if it's the time of year or just some sort of karmic retribution I'm paying for somewhere along the way. But whatever it is, we decided that it might be time to kind of reinvent the festival a little bit, and we moved down to the grounds of Riverworks,
Okay.
which is this. I don't know how long it's been since you've been in Buffalo, but it's this huge sports / entertainment / brewery / agricultural industrial ruins, all rolled into this kind of multi-acre area. And so we're moving Music is Art there this year. It's right on the Buffalo River.
Okay.
It's called Riverworks. We got 15 stages of music and DJs and dancers and pretty much everything, if anyone's ever been to one before, pretty much everything we did over at the other place, with some new surprises rolled in. We got a film festival going this year,
Okay.
which we've never done before. We have a jazz stage, which we've never done before. That's pretty exciting for us. Yeah, man, just a Coney Island sideshow going up this year, 716 sideshow. So yeah, man, a lot of great stuff, and just an unbelievable amount of art, unbelievable amount of creativity, smashed into 12, maybe 16 hours of music, depending on how the day goes. So it's pretty awesome.
Awesome. It sounds like it's great. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us today. We really do appreciate your time.
Absolutely. Are you in Charlotte right now?
I am in Charlotte. Yeah, I live in Charlotte.
You know what? One of my bands from Japan is actually playing in Charlotte on, where is it here? Oh, you know what? It's not. I'm sorry. It's Charleston. It's not Charlotte.
Okay.
I apologize.
That's okay.
I was gonna suggest the show to you, but I just looked on the website and it looks like they're in. I thought they're in Charlotte. Anyway, well, thank you so much for talking to me.
Oh, no problem at all. We appreciate it.
Baby, it's all